Hey guys, I am BlackOpsAmazing and welcome to another Black Ops 3 Zombies video on this channel. Today I've got something awesome I want to talk about to do with the Origins cutscene and everything I've recently got within Black Ops 3. Everything new right now doesn't actually link up, and maybe we've been wrong about the Origins cutscene all along. As always, if you do enjoy the video, you can help me out by dropping a like rating right now or at the end. It's up to you guys. Thank you for watching, and let's get straight into this. So anyway, what I'm going to do first is show you guys once again the Origins cutscene.
They knew that Samantha would keep them safe forever.
Getting everything wrong. I told you before, their eyes should be blue.
It's my turn, Eddie. I can do whatever I want.
But you don't even know how to play properly. Girls don't know enough about zombies.
What's the choice of it, children? Make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement.
We'd better do what your dad says. I didn't even get my turn.
Tomorrow, Eddie, you get to make the rules. I promise. Come on, Fluffy.
I wish the heroes in our stories were real, Sam.
I know what you mean. But we will make everything okay. My dad says he has a plan.
So this is the very last thing we found out about Black Ops 2 Zombies before it ended on Origins. When you complete the Easter egg, you will get this cutscene ending, and the initial thing you think, or the initial thing that you will see within this trailer, is that the whole zombie story mode, the characters that we are playing, are in the imaginations of these kids. We are playing a game that is made up by these kids. Basically, the whole zombie storyline is just a game that is made up by these two kids, Sam and Eddie. And that's what we've all thought now for at least 2 years, that this cutscene really has nothing to do with the zombies storyline. It's just telling us that the whole zombies storyline that we've been doing is just in the imagination of these two kids. Really, it has no relevancy to any Easter eggs or anything. It's just telling us how the whole zombie storyline has gone so far, that it's been made up by these two kids. Well, recently we've had loads of different things within Black Ops 3 Zombies that could actually go against this, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately as well, and maybe Treyarch have been tricking us, or maybe we've been thinking about this in the wrong way for 2 years now. Now take a look at this. Recently we found this image. If you go through Shadows of Evil and the Giant, you put all 10 of these scrap pieces of papers together, you will actually get this image, and I've got more information to share about this in just a second. But if you take a look at this house floating down the bottom corner here, and we also get to see the exact same house in the Infection multiplayer map as well. Now we can see that this house is floating in the middle of nowhere on a rock just on its own. There's also loads of rocks floating in the air around it as well, exactly the same as the one on the picture. Now there's a lot of speculation that this is Samantha's house, or it's the exact same house that we see in the Origins cutscene, and I also believe this. Take a look at the house. We can see, if you actually zoom in with a sniper, there is the Group 935 logo imprinted on top of the top bedroom window. You can see that the top bedroom is located in the loft, in the the highest floor in the house. If we go to the Origins cutscene, you will tell from the inside just how the room is shaped, how the ceiling is just above the window, that Samantha's bedroom is in the top floor in the loft. I'm not going to go into any more detail because I've already done a full breakdown on this. If you want to check that video out, I will link it down in the description for you guys. But basically, we have Samantha's house, or what is supposedly Samantha's house within the Infection multiplayer map. It's just very strange. This whole map is filled with zombies Easter eggs, and this is one of them. It's really, really weird, and honestly doesn't make too much sense. Now, going back to this image that we got of Samantha's house on the drawing, we can see that Richtofen has written above it that the children will be safe in the house, and he's clearly talking about Sam and Ed, the guys, the people, the children that we actually see in the Origins cutscene. Those are the only two in this house. Those are the only two children in the house, so he must be talking about them. Nowhere else have we ever seen children in a house, anything like that, other than the Origins cutscene. So Richtofen must be talking about Sam and Ed, saying that they will be safe in this house. Now, how do we know that it's not, Maxis who has written this? Well, on this paper we can also see that it says I must link up with Maxis. I doubt he's going to be talking about himself. Also, there's loads of little notes to do with Richtofen's plan that we hear him talking about in the Giant. So I would presume, and there's a lot of evidence pointing towards that this whole note is written by Richtofen. So we're seeing that the children, Sam and Ed, will be safe in this house. Now, hopefully we're on the same wavelength. If you are, you may be thinking right now, well, how is this? How is it that Richtofen knows about these children, Sam and Ed, in this house? Why is he trying to protect them? Why is he, I guess you could say, why is he saying that they are safe when we know that the Origins cutscene has nothing to do with the storyline, nothing to do with the Easter egg? It's just telling us that the whole zombie storyline that we've been playing, these characters, are actually made up by these two kids and really doesn't have anything to do with the actual Easter eggs, or does it? Well, before I actually carry on talking about that, I've got some more evidence I want to show you guys to say that maybe the Origins cutscene isn't what we think.
Give me one reason why I should trust you.
I don't have time to explain now, but I have a message for you. A message from the Emperor.
What do you know of the Emperor? It has been so long. I feared he had abandoned me, forgotten me.
You have not been forgotten, Takeo. Stay strong, and your path will become illuminated.
I do not understand your riddles, German. How will my path become illuminated?
The spirits of your ancestors are not the only voices you will hear, Takeo. Trust your instincts. Listen to them.
Okay, so we've just heard Richtofen and Takeo having a classic conversation. Richtofen speaking about some interesting things, but here is the important part.
Last night I had a dream. I dreamt of a house with children.
Yes, hold on to that thought, Takeo. In time, you will come to learn the significance of your visions.
So there we go again. This time we have Richtofen dreaming about this house with these children in. Richtofen seems to know exactly what he is on about, and that's not a surprise because we can see on Richtofen's notes we have this house. Richtofen has drawn it down and he says the children will be safe in this house, and he's agreeing, or he doesn't seem surprised by what Takeo actually tells him. He says wait, and in time we will actually see, or basically the mysteries will be revealed, these secrets will be revealed. Takeo and Richtofen both know about this house. I'm not sure if the other characters do, they never mention it, but now we have more evidence that this house is probably more than what we actually think. We know this house is the Origins cutscene, we have these children inside. Maybe this isn't what we initially thought it was 2 years ago, and up until now it's only just been revealed. Or at least we have a better idea. We've never really understood what was going on at the end of the Origins cutscene. We just hear Maxis calling Samantha and Eddie from their room, telling them to come down to the basement, and we hear an alarm, kind of like a World War II siren, going off in the background. Some people thought that maybe this is because a zombie apocalypse is actually starting, a real one, or maybe this is just sirens going off in the background because a bombing raid is happening in Germany, which is where I presume, or where we initially presumed this house was in. But that was never actually confirmed, and in fact now when we go and take a look at the Origins cutscene again, we can see out of the window there is no buildings, there's no background to say we are actually in a location of sorts. In fact, in the sky we can see an eclipse, or maybe a moon, semi-moon, whatever you want to call it. We have clouds in the sky, it seems to be almost dark, and we have thunder going off in the background. If you take a look in the background you can see lights going off. We can't hear it, but we can see kind of like lightning going off in the background. And if we go over to the Infection multiplayer map, we can see that we have a similar setting. The map is not dark, but it's also not light. There are clouds in the sky, it's kind of misty, I guess you could say, especially around where that house is located. And also it's lightning around that house, exactly the same as we see from the window in the Origins cutscene. This, with all this information I've gathered right now, doesn't make sense. Why would Treyarch put that into the end of the Origins cutscene where Maxis yells Samantha and Eddie down to the basement? Samantha says, "Don't worry, my dad Maxis has a plan." There's no need for them to put that into that cutscene if it's purely just to tell us that the storyline is made up by these two kids, when actually, for 2 years, what if we have been looking at this in the wrong way all this time? With all of this evidence, Edward Richtofen knows about this house. Takeo knows about this house. We have the drawing. We have this house in the Infection multiplayer map. When you go to the Origins cutscene, you can see the background outside of Samantha's window is pretty much exactly the same as the background that we see in the Infection multiplayer map. That house that Samantha and Eddie are in the cutscene, for all we know, could actually be floating on this rock. We hear an alarm going off in the background. We really don't know what that is. We don't know why Maxis called them down to the basement, but he did it for some reason. I'm saying that maybe this cutscene wasn't to show us that our zombie storyline is made up by these two kids. That's what you would think watching this cutscene, but really there's no evidence for it. And maybe this cutscene, Samantha and Eddie in this house, is actually to do with our whole zombie storyline. And in fact, the storyline isn't made up by two kids. The cutscene is actually to do with our Easter egg. It's to do with the storyline, and it is actually happening in the game. So here it is. I think that our Origins cutscene, the ending, is to do with our storyline, our main zombie storyline. It is a massive Easter egg, like Richtofen says to Takio. In the end, by the end of all of this, by the end of Black Ops 3 Zombies, I presume in the final DLC, we will finally get to see what this actually all means, what this house is, what it all meant. And I really don't think it was a game that these two kids made up. I don't think we are playing in the imagination of these two kids, and I actually think it is a massive thing to do with our zombie storyline. They are in the same world of us, or in the same universe, I guess you could say. And you know, it's not a separate thing. It's actually to do with our zombies Easter egg, our storyline. These two kids are actually playing. Maxis has called them down to the basement for some reason, and it's not what we all thought it was. It's really hard to explain. I have so much more things I want to talk about if you guys would like to know. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section below. We've got all of this evidence I have gathered up for you guys. Try and put it all together. And do you actually think this storyline now, or should I say this Origins cutscene, now I've told you all of this, was actually showing us that our zombie storyline was made up by these two kids? Or is it telling us something else? Is this actually real life in the game we are playing, and actually, you know, happening in the game we are playing instead of in a different universe? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. It would be amazing if you guys could drop me a like rating. I've put a lot of hard work into this, so just leaving a like, taking 1 second, would be amazing. If you've come up this far in the video, because I know it's been long, if you've, you know, put up with me for that long, let me know what you think about it down in the comment section below, and just say, you know, you have lasted this long. It might sound a bit weird, but we're just going to go along with this. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I've got more awesome zombies videos on this channel, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, drop a like rating. Let's go for 5. Let's just go for 5 likes, maybe 500. It's up to you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I've been BlackOpsAmazing, and until next time, peace out.